Hi folks, welcome to a quick Cipher Drive demo update. Last time I made a demo of this, I was showing off this little hierarchy view here, and I can't remember how far along it was, but this is now collapsible, if it wasn't before, and it can be rearranged. So for instance, I can put this above that. I can say, this background here really belongs here in the HUD for some reason, or you know what, that was a mistake. That does not belong there, and so on. Right, so that's all rearrangeable, which is cool. I showed before that I can drag and drop assets onto these to update the images, but I want to show you today what our big plan for this is that I'll be working on and showing off in the coming demos and possibly Cipher Drive streams. And that is to be able to basically build the whole game out of systems like this. So you can see that I've got this here, which is basically just a folder of related bitmaps right now. And what I can do is I can say the asteroids, maybe I want to treat them as a part of the HUD, so I can just drop them in there. And you can see now I've got multiple layers of hierarchy going on there. And I can do other things, like I can say, the asteroids are really a part of this Covaris theme here, so now this bitmap, which is the background, is being treated as the folder that contains this other folder for this. So it's got this kind of arbitrary rule of allowing nesting anywhere to happen. So images can just as easily be folders as the generic folder. But this opens up an interesting concept, because not only are the image assets here equal to the non-image assets, but the non-image assets are kind of equal to the image assets. The only difference really between, for instance, this HUD here or this Astriod's folder here is that it doesn't have an image assigned to it. It's not connected to a file. But I could just as easily give it a different type. So our plan is we want to have things like the ship right here have like shading on it. We want to be able to say that we have some sort of normal map or whatever we need in order to sort of cast some light on it. Well, one interesting thing about doing that is that means we need the actual Sheila bitmap here to have a Sheila sort of underscore normal map dot bitmap to go with it, right? And so then the question arises sort of naturally, how are we going to link those together? And the idea is what we're going to do is we'll have the Sheila bitmap be just sort of a normal image. We'll have another thing called Sheila underscore normal dot bitmap, which will be a sort of a light or what would I call that? Like a normals map type asset. And then what we could do is take both of those and put them under one folder, right? So if you imagine that this asteroid right here is the normal bitmap and this Sheila here is another bitmap, maybe what'll happen is that both of them end up under one singular folder like so. And of course it wouldn't be an actual another image, it would just be some generic folder, and then that folder wouldn't just be called a folder anymore. We would then call that like a lightable image, right? And so the thing is these folders, if they're not already tied to files, and even if they are already tied to files, can also be different types. So we can say that this folder here, for instance, is a lighted image, and when I say to the renderer, I want to render this image, it can go, alright, give me this asset, what type is it? Is it a normal image or is it a lighted image? And if it's a lighted image, it'll use the whole lighting system that's attached inside that. So it'll know where to pull out the normal bitmap, because it's just a sub asset of the asset I gave it. It'll know where to pull out the actual image because that's a sub asset, and so on. So we'll be able to just sort of generically invent any kind of asset we want by composing other asset types. That's the whole plan, and it's not there really at all yet. First things I need to do are actually finish the ability to edit this, because as you've seen, I can't actually create new things yet, so I'm just sort of shoehorning in my examples into existing systems. But once I can create new asset types and delete assets, or not new asset types, but create new like just blank generic assets and then assign them a file or give them types or whatever. Once I've got all those features, we'll be able to start building towards that plan there. So that's what's coming up in the next few demos and Cipher Drive streams. Hope this has been interesting, and see you guys around. Bye bye.